Okay, so I think I have a crush on you, but I don't know for sure. Okay, that was a text a girl sent me to confess that she liked me. It's also probably the funniest crush confession of all time because, like, how do you respond to that? Although most people, myself included, usually confess their feelings over text, it's a very risky move because, like, a lot gets lost in translation over text. Like, say that girl told me in person that she might have feelings for me, but she's not sure. It would probably be a lot more approachable and less awkward than the way she actually did it by texting me on Snapchat, because from my end, what's the appropriate response in that situation?
Okay.
But I mean, I get why people confess over text. It's very convenient and you don't have the same amount of pressure that you would in person. Trust me, bro, I've sent some wild DMs. In fact, let me read you one real quick. Okay, so this girl isn't like a crush. I just like thought she was cute, so I DM'd her, but you look really familiar. I'm pretty sure I can't even read it. You look really familiar. I'm pretty sure I've seen you somewhere. Prob not familiar. Oh, now I remember. I saw you in my dreams last night.
Sensational.
Yo, am I turning red? I didn't even know brown people could do that. Oh wow, crazy. I took you out in the dream. You were high-key really bad. Got crazy deja vu from the dream like it was about to happen in real life. And then she sent the crying, laughing emoji. That's the convenience of shooting your shot on text. So like, while I understand why most people do confess over text, especially like if you're not in the same geographical location or you're young and you can't really interact with your crush outside of, you know, school and like public surroundings, I think it's always best to confess and talk to your crush in person because like there's a lot less room for misinterpretation, and also obviously it's much more personal because you're right there with them. The next way to confess to your crush that you should avoid by any means possible is in front of their friends.
If I'm making 3 right now, first try. If I go on a date with you.
Unless you're already cool with their friends and they know that you have a crush on your friend and they support it, it's always super risky to confess your feelings in front of their friends because psychologically your crush isn't just thinking about your relationship with them, they're also thinking about how their friends are gonna perceive them, and by nature people are risk averse and they don't want to be embarrassed, so your crush's first instinct, unless they also really like you, is probably gonna be to reject or deflect in that situation so their friends won't roast or judge them. Plus, also confessing to your crush is like a personal thing and you don't want a lot of people around, you know, giving their thoughts and opinions on your relationship. But I think most people don't have to worry about this because that's like crazy pressure, bro. That's like game 7, game on the line, Kyrie step back 3 type pressure. The best way I've found to confess to your crush is really great, but it only works under specific circumstances, and that's through a friend. Now, this is great if you're trying to get introduced to someone, but to me, this only really works if your friend is like a mutual friend between you two. For example, at the beginning of this year, my friend threw a New Year's party and I got kind of crossed, but I met a girl there who I thought was pretty cute, and it just so happened that he was really good friends with her. So me and her started making small talk at the party, but eventually her and her friends had to go. So I asked my friend if I could get her contact, but it came out more like, yo bro, she's so bad, you gotta put me on, bro. Like, you gotta put me on, bro. So he gave me her contact, and it turns out she thought I was pretty cute too, and you know, one thing led to another. So that's why I think having a mutual friend is really beneficial if you're trying to get to know someone. But one thing I'm not the biggest fan of is having your friend approach a random stranger for you. I mean, if you've been to a party or a club or even just like a public setting, I'm sure you've seen this. I think this works more for girls because like their success rate is higher. But if you're a guy, bro, just approach her, dude. You know what's like one thing that nobody believes me on is that I've never had a celebrity crush. Every time I tell someone that, they're like, stop the cap, you're just trying to seem cool. And I'm like, I'm dead ass, bro. I've never had a celebrity crush. The way I define celebrity crush is that like that's like a fantasy partner, like that's someone that you think about a lot and fantasize about. I've like never had that. I think the closest thing to a celebrity crush I've had was like when I was in 5th grade and that Anaconda music video dropped, and as I was watching that video I was like, okay, I have new priorities, no more Beyblades. But I've never had like a crush that like I've fantasized about, kicking my feet up on my bed. I don't know, let me know down below if you think that's weird that I've never had a celebrity crush. Like, do you have one? Have you ever met someone like me who doesn't? Also, what do you define as a celebrity crush? Because like, does watching the Anaconda music video when you're 11 years old count as having a celebrity crush? Anyways, I keep getting distracted. Back to your crushes in your real life that you're trying to approach, right? Another thing that you should look out for when interacting with your crush is just being approachable and open. I learned this the very hard way. Apparently, I have somewhat of an RBF, or a resting bitch face. I don't know, you tell me.
Help me! Help!
You see, at my college orientation, I kept making eye contact with this girl throughout the day, but neither of us approached each other, and I figured it was just a coincidence or something. But then months later, I saw her on campus in a social setting, and she told me that she wanted to approach me at orientation, but I looked like I hated her. And I was like, nah, I was just looking. And she was like, okay, you have the strongest RBF I've ever seen. And that's when I realized, I gotta lock in. But the thing is, trying to change and practice your resting face is pretty difficult. I catch myself all the time in public just sitting there like, and then I need to like snap myself out of it and start smiling and like waving and looking around. I don't know if it's genetic or I just need to focus on thinking about happier things, but apparently it's making me less approachable. So if you're like me and you catch yourself just staring off like you hate everything, that's your sign that you need to change your resting face. And that kind of ties into another point when it comes to talking to your crush, and that's like, you shouldn't wait for them to approach you. I feel like a lot of people, especially when they know there's like reciprocal feelings from their crush, they have the expectation that they should just wait for their crush to make the first move, especially women. Like, women don't really be making the first move like that, but more often than not, what ends up happening is that neither of you approach each other. Like, you go through this process in your head of psyching yourself out, and eventually you're like, maybe they don't actually like me, they haven't talked to me yet. And a lot of times it's not even that deep. Like earlier today, I was at the public library planning out this video that you're watching right now, and I saw this cute girl walking by the library, right? And I was like expecting her to come to talk to me because I literally saw her staring at me from across the room. So then I figured, okay, she's probably not gonna make the first move. I should probably go over there and talk to her. But I was in the middle of writing down a thought, and I was like, okay, I need to get this down. I don't want to forget this. Then I'll go talk to her. And then 5 minutes later, I finish writing. Then I go up to go and find her and talk to her, and she's nowhere to be found. And even today, like, I learned a lesson. Like, that's never happened to me before. So if you see someone that you think is cute or you might like in a public setting, you know, don't wait. Unless you're like curing cancer, get up from what you're doing and go up there and talk to them. And also limit the amount of time it takes between when you think you might want to approach someone and when you actually do approach them. Because the more time you wait, the more excuses your mind is gonna come up with on why you shouldn't talk to them. Plus, bro, there's nothing worse, and I know we've all been there, of doing like that shuffle thing where like you see a cute girl and you're about to talk to her, but you're trying to psych yourself out in your head. So like, before you even think, just go up and talk. I know a lot of you want to see a part 2 for the most annoying people in school video, and I got you with that coming soon. Also, let me know if you want to see more IRL videos, you know, see my beautiful face. Also, please follow me on Instagram. I'm going to be posting there by the end of this week, and I read my DMs if you have any thoughts or ideas for me.